This is the one of my builds, the SCX10 Plus. This is called the DP1 build. It's a redesigned frame. Basically, it's kind of that's a copy of the Chinese copy. But I do have other ones, but this one is just one of those I was playing with the designs, see what I need to add to the actual frame for durability. For instance, cowls around the shock towers, more forward shock tower placement, more rear shock tower placement, so the shocks can be situated instead of at an angle, more like a vertical angle, a better vertical angle. This is just showing the removal of the transmission, or the just dropping out the transmission and changing gears and stuff like that. So one of the things you have to do is actually drop it. So this requires probably a bunch of snips, but we'll see what happens. Probably have to take out some. These screws are titanium. They were titanium. I got the wrong stupid nozzle on there. That's smart. Which one was it? Okay, to the side. It's taking out the 4 titanium screws that hold the bottom chassis plate in. Now we're going to take the top battery out. We're going to drill down after we take the battery out. We're going to just take this battery out of here. And once we get the battery out, we're just going to take it. We're going to cut the axles off. We're going to take and flip this upside down. Like so. Transmission is basically partially out. We don't really need to go any far. This we can access the gear, your gears, your transmission. Most of the parts here you can access. From this point, you can take, because the motor's in place, you can take the motor out and basically these 4 links, and you'll have full access to the transmission. Or you leave the links in. I mean, you can just take the 4 screws out of the transmission. So, yeah, go ahead. You know, to make it easier, we can do that for changing gears, stuff like that. Or you can just leave it in and lay it on its side like this. So, pretty much have good access to it. And from there, we can change the gears and do whatever we want. So this is just displaying how easy it is to work underneath the vehicle. Access to your transmission, the 4 transmission screws, the transmission comes out. The motor has enough wire. You know, you can actually work on everything at this point in view. You can actually remove the motor, just the 2 screws, and obviously the motor comes out, and you can have full access to the transmission to break down, do whatever you need to do. And also change the pinion gear and the spur gear. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can up it if you have issues with retaining the 4 titanium screws. Obviously, if the titanium screws or screws strip or anything like that, you can just easily do slotted on this, so it doesn't, you can easily remove them in case they get crushed or scraped on a rock and hard to remove. So it makes it a lot easier for that. So you don't have to use tap and die to remove screws in that case. Plenty of meat on this SCX10 training plate. Of course, the portals on these, I've tested these portals and re-greased them. They have enough grease inside currently. Might be something to look at in the future. The transmission has also been greased and then lubed with royal purple. So that's going to be a long-lasting, it's a synthetic grease and oil for bearings. Other things that might need to be done, one of the things is you can upgrade these inside these axles. You can get bearings for these. One of the things I wanted to do, but you can get bearings for these. That just really ties it all in. The shafts on these are tempered. I wouldn't say 100% correctly. I would say they're awesome for crawling, not for rock racing. Probably could get you through a couple races, rock races, but you know, portals they overheat and they have problems. They have issues when you're going pretty fast, when you're going fast. So I would not recommend it. Yeah, so there's the transmission breakdown. Any questions, just leave the comments below. And look forward to my next video, or actually this might be the follow-up video to my first video, which is going to be the design of this buggy. And all the parts that go with it, except for the printed parts. The printed parts are the parts that I printed, and you can find these parts and also the reconfigured frame on either eBay or you can find it on rcrockracer.com, or you can hook me up on RC Bouncers on Facebook, and I'll have that information linked below. So I hope this works for you. Again, I'll have you can go back to the old video and do a breakdown of all the items that I purchased, and either through AliExpress when you want to wait a few years for stuff, or pay the dollar or pay the money price to get everything here off of Amazon and have it shipped to you in less than a week. So that being said, thank you, and give me some thumbs up or something. Subscribe, you know.